On the night of her wedding, Tamara was buried alive, betrayed, condemned, and left for dead. But the grave couldn't hold her. The gods had other plans. She didn't rise as a bride. She didn't rise for love. She rose as reckoning. Tamara stood before the grand mirror in her chambers, her wedding gown glowing under the soft candlelight. Gold threads shimmered across delicate silk, every inch of her tailored to perfection, elegance incarnate. To the world, she was the perfect bride. But beneath that beauty, fear gnawed at her bones. Tonight, she was to marry Chief Osita, a man twice her age. A man she did not love. The palace buzzed with music and laughter, but Tamara felt like a lamb being led to slaughter. Her mother glowed with pride. Her father boasted of alliances and riches. The elders praised her obedience. Not one of them saw the terror in her eyes. Not one of them heard the screams lodged in her throat. She had loved once. His name was Nathan, a warrior with eyes like fire and a laugh that could warm the coldest morning. They'd whispered promises beneath the sacred Oroko tree, where the river told secrets only lovers could hear. They had vowed forever. The night before her wedding, Nathan was arrested, accused of treason. No trial. No mercy. Just exile. Tamara cried herself hollow that night. Torn between love and duty, but what choice did she have? Refuse, and she'd bring ruin on her family. Run, and she'd be hunted. So she stood tall, smiled, played her part, and walked the aisle with the grace expected of a princess. The ceremony was grand. The drums thundered. The kingdom cheered. Chief Osita clasped the sacred coral beads around her neck, sealing the bond. That night, as the village drank and danced, she was led to her new husband's chamber. Her heart raced. The walls felt tighter with every step. But just as the night was about to unfold, the doors flew open. Nathan. Covered in dust and rain, breathless from the journey, he stood there, defiant. "You were promised to me," he said, his voice shaking but sure. "You dishonor my wife," Osita growled, rising. Tamara looked at Nathan, and for the first time in weeks, she breathed. But before she could speak, Osita struck her hard. The world spun. There was shouting, steel drawn, chaos, and then darkness. She woke up cold, damp, her wrists and ankles bound. Tamara lay in the village burial grounds, staring up at the moon as a priestess chanted ancient curses. Chief Osita stood over her, empty of compassion. "She dishonored me," he said. "A wife who loves another is no wife at all." Guards dragged her forward. She screamed, fought, begged. No one listened. As the soil fell over her face, the last thing she saw was the moon, silent, watching, cold. Then, nothing. Rain soaked the earth. Lightning cracked open the sky. And from the mud, a hand broke through. Tamara rose, gasping, coughing, alive. She should have been gone. But something ancient stirred in her veins. Something divine. She stumbled through the forest, toward the lights of the village, toward the palace that had betrayed her. She was not the same girl who walked to her wedding. She had come back, different. She had come back for herself. At the palace gates, guards froze, dropped their weapons, fled. She moved like a shadow, silent and unstoppable. In the throne room, Chief Osita sat in celebration beside his new bride. But when he looked up, he turned pale. You can't be." Tamara stepped forward. Her voice was low, steady, deadly. "Did you think the earth would keep me?" Gasps filled the room. The priestess who cursed her dropped to her knees. Nathan stood in shock, eyes wide with wonder. Tamara turned to him. "Calm. Fierce. I was buried alive," she said. "But I rise as a queen. No longer the pawn. No longer the sacrifice." This was her reckoning. And the gods They were watching. And so the legend was born. Of the woman who was buried alive on her wedding night, and returned not for love, not for revenge, but to claim her destiny. Thank you for listening. If her story gave you chills, like, comment, and subscribe for more tales of spirit, strength, and the supernatural. Until next time. May the ancestors walk beside you.